So you ask how much protein you need to be eating in order to add about 5 pounds of muscle before the football season starts. Well, obviously, weight training is going to play a big part of it, but also what you eat. Let's see. Right now, you're 16. And from what your diet tracking that we spoke about last week, let's see, you're averaging about 4,000 daily calories, and you're at about 50% carbohydrates, 20% protein, and 30% fat. So that's not bad. Like I say, combining your meals with working out, all that's going to help you add muscle mass. There is a lot of research out there on the positive effects of consuming quality proteins, and what I mean by quality proteins is quality proteins that contain essential amino acids, which are basically the building blocks of muscle. By quality proteins, I mean all those derived from animals, for example, obviously meats, obviously eggs, milk, all these types of animal proteins are gonna contain all these essential amino acids. So all these are gonna help you build lean muscle, on top of your weight training. Plant-based proteins are good too. I don't know if you're a vegetarian or not. Oh, you're not? Okay, good. Well, plant-based proteins are still good. I mean, sometimes you might have to add an amino acid supplement to kind of reinforce the plant-based proteins, but you don't have to worry about that since you say you eat meat. So I was surprised to read this in an article by Rennie and Tipton that they mentioned that athletes don't necessarily have to increase their protein intake in order to maintain their body mass. So, and the normal is about 15% of your daily energy intake. So meaning from those 4,000 calories, 15% would need to be coming from protein. But in your case, you want to add weight or add muscle. So being a little higher on the protein is probably not a bad idea. It just means you're getting more protein in. Another article by, I believe her name is Dulman, and her colleagues concluded through their kind of their research that eating enough of those quality proteins, either before or after their workout, led to muscle growth. So that you don't necessarily always have to be supplementing additional protein, or whether it be through protein shakes or whatever. You don't necessarily have to be supplementing with your diet alone. And I do know some people who don't like to supplement; they just want rather get it naturally through their diet. But eating enough of those quality proteins is going to help them build muscle as well. Speaking of supplements, I know protein supplementing protein supplementation is huge. Now, many of these proteins do contain those essential amino acids I'm talking about. So obviously, if you consume those protein shakes that have those, they'll be called BCAAs, branch chain amino acids on the label. Those are going to help you benefit. Those are going to help you benefit. Those are going to help you recover a lot quicker. They're going to help your muscles repair a little bit faster. In a study by Zimmer, he discussed the benefits of whey protein and how those who supplemented with whey protein after their workout significantly increased their lean muscle, as opposed to those who weight trained alone and didn't really consume protein afterwards. They were given kind of a placebo. I don't know if you're sure what a placebo means. Basically, basically a placebo is kind of like a fake drink. I'm telling you, hey, this is protein, but it's really not protein. It's just water, but I'm making you believe it's protein. That's kind of a placebo. So in his study, they compared the use of a group who drank protein after working out and a group who had that placebo. And obviously, the group who consumed protein post workout significantly increased their lean muscle mass. So again, that's a point. That's a point towards supplementing with protein, quality protein. And in another similar study by Tipton and his colleagues, he also suggested that the consumption of not only of whey but of casein protein supplements after exercise helped increase muscle size and muscle strength. And like I say, all of this is all with a good weight training program. You have to put in the work, not just consume the protein. You got to be able to put in the work in the weight room in order for you to see those results on your body. Um, like I say, these are just some examples, but like I kind of mentioned earlier, there's quite a bit of scientific evidence on how quality proteins, especially after working out, are going to help you build that lean muscle mass that you're looking for. Now, I will say this, I'm not a registered dietitian, I'm not a nutritionist, so I can't really give you or tell you uh, exact specific amounts you need to be consuming of protein. Or I can't tell you, hey, you need to be taking this supplement because it's going to help you out the most. Or I can't even tell you what your diet should look like, just because I'm not a professional in I guess quote unquote nutrition, and two, because that's for every person, I guess is what I'm trying to say. For every person is different, so um, that'll be something you'd want to talk to a dietitian or a nutritionist about to see what where more or less you should be along those lines. But like I said, that 50% carbs, 20% protein, 30% fat, I'd say you're on your way, but you may talk to one of them and kind of get a better idea. um, I'm just hoping that these examples that I kind of shared with you right now are able to help you make kind of an educated decision on what kind of proteins to eat, um, and maybe even supplement with in order for you to see that change in your body, and hopefully do add that 5 pounds of muscle that you want to add before the football season starts. So I hope this helps.